Y'all know we do. Always pushing help, well, better understanding the self. So we got some strange things going on with the African countries having a tariff, and it was some FBA was saying that they boycotting, females were saying that they boycotting African women products. And that was supposed to be on the first. And then Trump comes out with this tariff starting on the first. It's just it's real ironic. But this has been going all over on Twitter. A lot of people have been talking about it. I'm gonna cover what I think about it. I'm gonna go over some points on what this means, who are some winners, who are some losers, and I'm gonna let y'all see how some of the businesses over there are. They really bracing for this. So I want to know what y'all on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get it.
This woman single-handedly out, right? Look at this shit. So August 1st is here, y'all. And y'all know today starts the boycott. But what I find very interesting is today also starts the terror. So reflects a sobering reality. Even the continent's biggest economies are still tiny compared to America's largest trading partners like China, the European Union, or Canada. So they done hit Algeria, Libya, and South Africa with 30 fucking percent tariffs.
Dang, 30%.
I blame the African lady that was on here talking about, you want to go to war? You want to go to war? Nigga.
Damn.
No, you shouldn't have said that because we already at war. You just gave us something to pay attention to. Talking about Black Americans is crazy. So now y'all got it fucked up here in America. And the tariffs is fucking y'all country up over there. So even now going back ain't even too good. Stuck in the middle. What the fuck? So this is a family in Lesotho. And this is basically Trump's tariffs has just torn the economy to shreds, I guess, because they've had a surplus. So essentially, America had a huge trade deficit with a lot of African countries. Some of the tariffs are set at 15%. Some of the tariffs are set at 30%. But Trump set the tariff at 15% for any countries who we had a trade deficit with. That means we've been subsidizing Africa for a long time. And now that shit's over, here it is, August 1st. And now it all comes to light. Because, I guess it's a trade war. But y'all can't win that either. It's just all bad. How about y'all just apologize to Black Americans and to America as a whole? Nah, y'all got too much pride for that. We just gonna keep watching this shit go down, 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 down. Or the tariffs is going up, motherfucker. Up, up, up. just so y'all remember, she is the reason for all of this. Whether she is or isn't, it doesn't fucking matter. From here on out, we shall blame this lady for all the tariffs across Africa and the boycotts in America. This woman single-handedly tore down the African continent and African culture here in America and over there in Africa. Her.
Chat. So check it. So that's what's going on, man, with the Trump. He putting the tariffs on Africa. It was an Africa and FBA kind of thing going on, but now it's just getting skilled. But it also they also had that brawl that they had out there in Cincinnati that's been getting a lot of press. I'm gonna go over that, but what y'all think the tariffs gonna do to Africa? You think this was all, with the women boycotting I guess the beauty products and then Trump? You think it's any correlation there? I want to know what y'all think, but it's been a lot of craziness going on with that brawl in Cincinnati. I'm gonna play a little video right here where they pretty much talking about people talk about FBA bad from this video. Don Jada say smoke screen. Smoke screen, huh? For real, check this out though. Your boy Tyreek. Your boy Tyreek just put this up. It's damn so funny.
Those who want to politicize it, the J.D. Vances and the Vivek Ramaswamis and the Bernie Marinos and the Christopher Smithermans and many others who want to politicize it, they have not yet said something that I always hear when a black person, say, runs from the police and then is met with disproportionate force, sometimes ending their life. What we hear is, well, why did they run? Why didn't they just comply? We hear that every time. But I've yet to hear anybody say, why didn't he just walk away? So let me back up so you understand this. Two combatants, one black, one white. A black man steps in, breaks it up. The white guy re-engages, slaps, not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. And nobody's asking, why didn't he just walk away? And so when I see, and I don't know who else the chief is looking for or CPD is looking for, but when I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me. I don't see the person who re-engaged, slapped not the initial person, but slapped another black man. So I don't see the slapper's mugshot. And so sadly, I have to agree with those who are politicizing this and racializing this. I have to agree with the Smithermans, the Ramaswamis, the Marinos, Corey Bowman. This is racial because it is unequal justice. And so until we see all the mugshots, this is still a racial issue. So let me say again to those in Cincinnati, it's Friday night, and we know people like to go out on Friday night. Here's what I would ask. Because of what happened this past weekend, we don't want to see it happen again. Drink responsibly, take care of one another, and everybody get home safe. God bless you.
Grateful for the
Show y'all this video. They gonna make me sign an NDA just to check it out.
He's 62.
Oh,
62 years old. Okay, bro. I'm a 62-year-old man. We almost made it without no drama.
Say he a 62-year-old man. But that's what they saying about this is where they saying is new information about a new video that shows it racial slurs. But yeah, they taking this. It's some people that were saying they need to be caged up for this, that this was just that serious. But they releasing more and more footage of the whole brawl. But it got political when JD Vance had said something. Sound like he did call him the N-word, but it's just, man, there's brawls that happen in they bars, all kind of places and stuff that they don't bring up. It's just crazy that this made it out of somebody's mouth because they seen a white dude getting beat up. But if this was some black people doing it with each other, it wouldn't even been, or if it was white on white, it wouldn't have been too much of nothing. But that's just crazy how they politicizing it. But I'm gonna check out this video what I have for y'all, but of what's going on. But the dude should not have done it. He didn't have to hit that lady. Yeah, he ain't had to knock the lady out. He knocked that lady out, bro. He ain't had to hit the lady like that. But that was crazy. I did see that. I was like, dang, bro, you hit her like she was beating on your mama. Yeah, they want us to have a race war. You could tell, but check this out, man. Do you feel like they want us beefing with? They trying to make this about Africa and America now? What y'all think about that? You think that's the new motto? Check this out. Because it's getting spooky over
South Africa. The country is facing 30% tariffs on its exports to the United States. The South African government says it is finalizing a package to support companies that will be affected. In anticipation of the tariffs, South Africa's central bank revised the country's annual growth forecast down from 1.2% to 1%. The country's largest trade union warned of potential job losses. President Cyril Ramaphosa said his government is holding intensive talks with the Trump administration.
Many of our companies deal with the United States customers. We export vehicles, we export steel and aluminum, we export citrus. So we've got to engage with them and find a way to reach a settlement. So within the window that's still open, we're hoping that we will find a way to settle this matter. So intensive negotiations are now underway.
Our coverage continues now with our correspondent Diane Hawker. She is in Johannesburg for us tonight. Diane, good to see you. What more can you tell us about the South African government's response to the tariffs?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete.
Well, Brent, the South African government has essentially a twofold approach. One part of it is, as mentioned there by President Ramaphosa, to continue negotiating with the US. The second part of it is to pivot. And the South African government has announced that it's opened up an export help desk for different South African businesses to advise them on how they can start looking at other markets. Now, in different industries, there are sectors that have kind of specifically focused on different regions. For example, with the citrus sector, in one part of the country, in Limpopo, they would have focused on the European market, whereas in the Western Cape, there's a big focus on the US market. And that is the kind of industry that would need to start looking at that pivot position to see if it can start moving its products to other markets, either to Europe or elsewhere. And the government is saying that with the help of this desk, different businesses will be able to get advice on what are the requirements of these different markets. Are there different shipping routes, all kinds of different things to help the businesses and essentially to try try and save jobs. You'll know, Brent, that unemployment is a really big issue here in South Africa, and it's really important that there is a focus on jobs at this stage. Also mentioning that the GDP growth has been revised down. So there's really a lot of effort to try and retain the jobs that exist and also see if there's any opportunities to grow jobs in any additional sectors, Brent.
Yeah, sectors in South Africa's automotive industry, it employs 100
tariffs. They've seen a decrease in the amount of available work. It's just one of the signs of how decisions made in Washington are affecting small businesses here in South Africa. Although Ford South Africa doesn't export to the US, the company and its suppliers are feeling the global impact of Trump's policy.
If one neighbor is suffering, obviously they're not going to be able to buy the vehicles. So what is happening now is that we supply the unit 4,000 units. That is the cars they build. So out of those cars, we've reduced now to 2,500 units a month. So that makes a huge difference. It impacts us in terms of the cash. It impacts now we have to retrench. That's what it does. This tariff directly. That is a direct impact on us.
Baiki is the provincial chairman of the National Association of Automotive Component and Allied Manufacturers. He says the group is looking for non-American alternatives.
As I'm talking to you right now, we are busy communicating with the other countries. Now we no longer in an environment where we have to sit and relax. We're now in an environment where we have to be proactive and seek other partners who wants to come into the African continent.
As well as Ford, BMW, Toyota and Mercedes-Benz also have production facilities in South Africa. The National Association of Automobile Manufacturers says sales to non-American markets are up, but this doesn't cover the more than 70% drop in US sales created by the new tariffs.
And markets like the European Union continue to take up our vehicles, growing by 23% year on year. And of course, we had the African region as well grow by 22%. So you see that there is that strategic pivot. But of course, the conversation then continues to be the nature of vehicles that we were sending to the US. Can they be easily absorbed in this market? Because obviously there is diversity of vehicles that we continue to send to the different regions.
Despite worrying about how to keep his business going, Baiki says he sees light at the end of the Trump tariff tunnel.
My dream is to build cars in the end of the day. So I have to continue with that dream. I cannot give up now because of one person of one country.
He says local parts producers should point their trucks north to the rest of the African continent if they are to survive the remainder of Trump's term.
Diane, we know that this is not just about the auto industry. There are other industries affected here. Talk to me about those and what is the expected fallout?
Hey there, landowners. Are you tired of paying taxes on your raw, vacant land? Did you inherit property that's just sitting idle?
Absolutely, Brent. For example, the steel industry here in South Africa is expected to also suffer as a result of these tariffs. The agricultural sector is also one that has quite a large market in the US, selling different products like macadamia nuts, citrus, and wine and other types of fruit to the US. And I would say that in these different sectors, there is quite a lot of anxiety. For example, the Citrus Growers Association of South Africa has said that there really is an urgent need, a time-dependent need for these negotiations to continue because they literally have a stock sitting in different units, freezers and storage units at the moment expected to go to the US. And they've indicated that a lot of times the deals that they have are negotiated far in advance, as much as a year in advance. So with these sudden changes taking place as a result of the Trump administration, it really does make it difficult for them to forecast and plan for the future, and might also leave them with a stock that is unable or that goes off or that rots in fridges.
You know, Diane, we've talked many times about the importance of the South African economy for the greater Southern African economic future. How does South Africa's situation compare to its neighbors?
So,
Well,
so they looking for different avenues besides America. But check this out. This lady here feels FBA. She feels like she's an immigrant, and she's saying that FBA is right. She feels that, she backing and standing with FBA. Check this out.
What I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care. Black Americans are right to be mad. They are. You see, us immigrants, not all of us, but a lot of us, seem to forget, or maybe they just don't know. But if you have been living in this country long enough, you should know that. The reason why we're here, the reason why we are allowed to be here is because of the work Black Americans did, because of the sacrifices they did, because all the fights they had to fight in order for us, for them, because they didn't do it for us, they did it for themselves, and it's right. But today we are enjoying the fruit of their labor, and we should not forget that. I'm an immigrant, and yes, in my community or in an immigrant community, and nobody can say otherwise, is a lot of disrespect for African American. Is a lot of it. I have heard it. And I have to admit that when I first came, I was also ignorant of their history. But after being in this country for the amount of time I have been here, if I act like I don't know that, it means that I'm willingly demeaning them. They are mad. And you know what immigrants should do right now? We should not be arguing with them. We should be quiet and listen. Listen to what they're saying. Listen. No. It is not about us. It's about how they feel. It's about the experience.
I'm gonna let y'all see another video. A lot of them are a lot of African, because it is tax. They kind of freaking out, and they asking for Africans to cut it out with all of this going back and forth with Black Americans. Check it out.
And guys, they are right. Many immigrant community call them lazy. They're not lazy. They even say they don't have a culture, and that's an insult. Of course they have a culture. Of course they do. In the music, in the food, in the way they live their life, in the way they dress, they have a culture. And by the way, a culture that is a leader in many ways. Our children in Africa dress like Black children. Children in Asia dress like Black children. Children in Latin America, in Europe. So please stop saying, and it's not only limited to clothing. It's in music, it's in history, it's in literature, it's in science. The immigrant community need to stop demeaning and disrespecting Black American. They are mad, and they have all the rights to be mad. Now, if my immigrant community or my African community want to come after me for what I say, that is on you. I don't care, because the truth is the truth. And we need to admit where we're coming short. You're going to come to people's house and you want to look down at them? You want to disrespect them? Yes, not all Africans. Yes, not all Latino. Yes, not all blah, blah, blah. All Asian, blah, blah, blah. But enough to make a lot of noise. But enough for them to be mad, rightfully so. We need to be quiet now and listen to what they have to tell us. No doubting the experience, no undermining the experience, no forgetting the accomplishments. We need to stop that. We need to stop.
So shout out to her, but check this out. Now, this is some what I was telling y'all with some of the people that are, they kind of, I ain't gonna say they're upset, but they trying to, my bad, I'm in the wrong one. Here it goes. They're trying to boycott stop the boycott.
As an owner of a breeding salon, I do not condone any form of disrespect against anyone, whatever race, color you have, be you blue, white, green, yellow, orange, whatever your skin tone is. I do not disrespect anybody, and I do not condone any form of disrespect against anybody, especially against my people, Black people. I find this video completely distasteful. Why are Black people fighting against their own? Who are you? Who am I? We have the same skin tone. When you are boycotting, trying to boycott African breeding shop, who you think you're fighting against? If we don't come together and face the real problem, Black people will never grow together. And this is not just in America. Black people as a whole, for some reason, have always fight against themselves. Why you want to boycott the breeding shop? If you feel disrespected in one hair breeding shop,
check this lady out.
Please, 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 and please, let's not divide each other. This is a time for us to come together as one. This is the time for us to come together as one. The braiders, African restaurants, please, let's listen to our brothers and sisters complain. They are bringing us business, and they are right. Without them, for people that have stores like braiders and stuff. I mean, a white woman is not coming to braid their hair. Maybe they do, maybe once a while, I'm not sure, but predominantly it's our own people that come there and patronize us. So is the African stores too, or African restaurants as well. Please, let's not divide each other. Let's listen to them. Customers are always right. Let's listen to their complaints and do proper, adjustments. Please, I'm pleading to both sides. My brothers, my American brothers, my American sisters, my African sisters, my African brothers. Please, 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 please. I'm pleading. Please, let us not divide ourselves. This is the time that we need each other so badly. Please, 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 please. I'm on my knees. I'm begging. Please, let's come together as one. Let's forgive each other. Let's start over again. Please, 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 please. And God bless you. God bless every one of us.
God bless our soul, man. So listen, how y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like this is genuine? They really want to piece it up, or they really trying that, or you feel like the businesses is at stake? So it's like, man, we gotta throw up the white flag. But I want to know what y'all think. But this is crazy how Trump on the first, both of them are together. The tariffs and the boycott on the female African products, which was done by him. And I'm just going, like, on this channel, I'm just reviewing what people saying. I ain't really pushing the boycott or none of that. I'm just seeing how everybody feel. I think it's other real serious stuff though we could be hitting on, but they're playing them, they're using them as a pawn over there, just like all of the immigrants that come over here. But I do agree that they need to listen to what the FBA is saying so they can understand the position, how they being pimped, in my opinion. But I'm just playing this one and seeing how it go. I ain't really on. But Trump made his decision. He already picked a side. Trump was like, look, I'm rocking with them. So Trump putting a tax. Trump probably gonna put a tax on everybody though, if you ask me. But yeah, I had to touch down on that one, man. That was just breaking news. He said if it's a war between Africa and America, and I don't even think it's like a war. I just think ain't nobody trying to sit down and listen to what Black Americans, is saying on what's going on with them in the country. So it's like, you know, a lot of them are flipping out. And but I don't know how it's like for an immigrant to come here, how they think about Black people. This is just what they saying. And it's Friday night, it's 10:24. But what's good, man? I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Shout out Don Jeter, man. The big joker. He said smoke screen. But yeah, I had to touch down on this subject, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. Push me on the algorithm. But the Cincinnati Brawl, y'all know I was going over that Cincinnati Brawl. And it then turned into like a real official race war that they pushing. But what's most alarming is, they did that with the Carmelo case. It looks like everybody drunk. Dang. They did beat them people down, man. It looked bad. It definitely looked bad. Ain't gonna not to you. But it's like it's like they're doing the same thing with the Carmelo case, though. Because check this out. With the Carmelo Anthony case, y'all know I've been covering that for a minute. In the Carmelo Anthony case, they stopped everybody from having access to the video. Because somebody, they said, was trying to leak the video, and now they are not letting nobody watch the video. So I'm finna go over that. And this is just what they've been doing, making it about race. I guess if it's about race, it sells more. So check this out. So they put a gag order. So Collin County judge issues gag order in Carmelo Anthony track meet murder case. So make sure I got this on so y'all can see. So check it out. It says a Collin County judge has issued a gag order in a Carmelo Anthony case. The gag order barred people involved in a trial, such as parties, attorneys, and witnesses, from speaking publicly about the case to the media or online. Now, when have we ever seen a case like that? Like, they can't even speak about it. They're not letting us see the video. So a grand jury indicted Anthony for first-degree murder in the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at Frisco High School track meet. The trial is scheduled to start next June in Judge John Roach Jr. courtroom. Court records show that an order of protection was also issued. It's not known who the protective order was for. Both the Anthony and Metcalf families have faced harassment. The case has gained national attention online over issues of race. Anthony is Black, Metcalf is white. So they ain't saying it here, but basically nobody can watch the Carmelo Anthony because somebody was trying to record it and they tried to show it to the public, and they didn't want anybody doing that. So it's like, what do they got to hide? Like, seem like they hide in the video for some reason. We can't just release it like they do any other video. But that's what we got, man. I'm gonna cover more of that. They got some kind of interview dropping with them talking about how they gonna let everybody back to watching the video, and I'm sure somebody gonna probably record it. They should have recorded it. They went live. They should have just recorded it and dropped it on another video, but they actually went live, and that's how they caught them. But I'm gonna be covering that, staying on top of that. But I had to tap in with y'all on this Saturday, man. I will be on tomorrow, going live. If y'all want to call in, that's what I'm gonna have. Probably link up with my boy Trev. But let me know what y'all think about this, man, in the comment section, man. Y'all smash that like button for me. Push me on the algorithm Friday night. About to bend some corners. But I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man, for always tapping in, showing support. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.